If you're like me, you love working at Barnes & Noble. It's great just coming to work. You smell the coffee brewing, the fresh baked cookies, see your friends. I wanted to work here because I love books. I guess you do too. Of course I love to read, but I also like the feel of the books, the smell of them. I look forward to my breaks when I can read the latest titles from my favorite authors. And I like helping our customers find just what they're looking for and putting the book in their hands. I mean, this is almost like a dream job. That's why I cannot believe that some people who work here actually steal stuff. I don't get it.
John, during your employment with Barnes & Noble, you were able to steal over $20,000 in merchandise. Why did you do it?
I really don't have a definitive answer for that. All I know is that I did enjoy, working at Barnes & Noble. I liked working with my coworkers, and the first time I decided to take something, it just became easier for me every time after, and it just spiraled out of control, and I never thought I would get caught. I think it's second nature for a bookseller to trust another bookseller. Like, we don't second guess each other. It's just blind trust. And sometimes, as in my case, blind trust, has devastating effects on the business, and everybody's affected. It's not just external theft you have to watch for. It's internal theft from, your fellow bookseller that may be your best friend.
It's called internal theft. And while it's hard to believe, it happens way too often. While internal theft accounts for a smaller percentage of our total shrink losses, it costs Barnes & Noble millions of dollars each year. We know that most of us booksellers are honest, hardworking people, but the small percentage of employees that do steal take 10 times more than an average shoplifter does. And if the product is stolen, then it's not available to sell, and lost sales affects payroll.
When sales aren't where they need to be, hours get cut and people get laid off, and I didn't want that. I didn't want to do that to anybody. If it's just not worth it to affect other people's lives like that and hurt other people.
So how much are we talking about here? Well, I learned that to make up for losses due to employee theft, we would need to sell around 600,000 additional books each and every year. That's almost 900 more books a year per store we would have to sell. To give you an idea of how much that is, if those books were 1 inch thick and you stacked them up, they would equal the height of 40 Empire State Buildings, 50,000 feet. That's a lot of books we're not selling. Think about how you feel when you can't find a book for a customer. Now, imagine not being able to find the book because it was stolen by someone you work with. I know it's not a good feeling because I've experienced it firsthand. It makes you sick.
It started 6 months after I started working at Barnes & Noble. It started with a few books and textbooks, and then it went on to Nooks, regular Nooks, and then Nook Colors, and Rosetta Stones. And when Nooks and Nook Colors would come in because they were brand new, they wouldn't receive, it would just give me the opportunity to they gave me the false belief that nobody would ever miss them because they were never received in the first place, and it wouldn't scan in. So I would take those. It ended up being 4 boxes of Nooks, over a dozen Rosetta Stones, and I could take a $725 Rosetta Stone and then just beat everybody else on eBay and just sell it for $500 in 2 hours, and just quick, fast money. My PayPal account went through over $14,000, and it's crazy because it's all gone now, and then I have to pay it all back.
To help protect us all from internal theft, the company has invested in technology and programs to help identify and limit it. We utilize CCTV, that's closed-circuit television cameras, point-of-sale exception reporting, and experienced loss prevention investigators. We know our managers have a lot of daily responsibilities, and that includes reviewing the activity captured by the CCTV. Now, reviewing the video is much more efficient thanks to some advanced technology called Smart Search. Whether it's something suspicious at the cash wrap or in receiving, the manager can see and determine what happened, fast. Smart Search gives the manager the ability to quickly find activity in a specific area of the store without scanning through hours of video. Here, for example, the manager used Smart Search to identify several incidences when the receiving doors were open during non-shipment times.
I would be in the manager's office from time to time, and I could see the camera layout, and none of the cameras that I saw showed anything of the receiving area, so I figured that I was safe.
When CCTV is used together with point-of-sale reporting, it is very easy to determine if an employee has been stealing. Point-of-sale exception reporting is another great technology used by store management and loss prevention. It identifies suspicious transactions recorded at the registers. If a bookseller were to process a fraudulent void, line void, refund, sale, suspend, payout, etc., the transaction will be identified through a point-of-sale exception. In fact, the system will identify excessive use of discounts and coffee refills. The system can be used to investigate credit cards, gift cards, or check transactions, showing historical use by our customers or by a bookseller. We all know that the bookseller discount is a great benefit for us and our immediate families. That includes children living at home, spouses, or domestic partners. Loss prevention also uses point-of-sale exception reporting to research all employee sales. Many times, booksellers who have stolen something may think they got away with it if no one had approached them immediately. They're wrong. All activity, everything is recorded on video, archived, and available for viewing at any time. Then when the manager identifies a point-of-sale exception, it is quickly reviewed using the store's CCTV system. Whether it's once, twice, or even a dozen times, know this: if you do steal, chances are you'll get caught. And when you do, you won't like the consequences. Remember, your manager regularly reviews point-of-sale exceptions against the actual video to make sure the transaction was conducted properly.
When I was finally caught, it was just a huge shock and an eye-opener to me. The shame of not being able to come back to work because I was fired for theft. I couldn't talk to my friends, that my fellow coworkers that who I saw every day, and we were just the best of friends. I couldn't talk to them. The shame that came along from embarrassing my family over something like this, over something needless like this, was just horrible. I've been going to school for 4 years to get into a field that I really love, and having this felony theft on my record basically just threw all my work down the toilet. Everything that I worked hard for is just not usable anymore. Nobody wants to take a chance on somebody that has a felony theft on their record, somebody that betrayed their employer that gave them a chance to work for them.
While stealing from Barnes & Noble hurts your company, your store, you and your coworkers, it also hurts the bookseller who stole, often much more than they ever imagined. We know the vast majority of us booksellers are honest and would never consider stealing. Those that do steal take more than money or merchandise. They are stealing our company's sales and profits, and that impacts all of us. This is your Barnes & Noble store, where you work every day to take care of your customers and provide them with extraordinary customer service. You maintain high standards of ethics and integrity in your day-to-day life. When you see others who don't, it troubles you.
I remember when the store was short on Nook colors for Christmas, and I knew the reason wasn't that because we weren't selling out of them, was because I took cartons of them and I was selling them somewhere else, and then we had customers getting other products, or just saying that they didn't want to come back to Barnes & Noble because they were upset that they couldn't get it, and it was all my fault.
When someone steals a book, a game, anything really, they're hurting our company and our ability to do our job. If we don't have a product on the shelf, we can't put it in our customers' hands. We can't sell it. Think about that. When a bookseller steals, they are hurting all of us. We all play a role in the success of Barnes & Noble. There are several ways each of us can help prevent internal theft. Despite all the technology, our best defense is each other. Did you know that each year the majority of all internal theft cases are actually identified by booksellers? If you think a bookseller has been dishonest, talk to your store manager, district manager, or loss prevention manager. If you observe merchandise stashed or concealed within an employee-only area, this could be a sign someone is planning to steal it. Report this to an MOD immediately. When a bookseller activates the EAS system, they should be handled in the same manner as a customer. You can also call the Loss Prevention Hotline at 1-877-88-SAY-IT or report anonymously online at reportlineweb.com/BN. We value our booksellers and don't want them to make bad decisions that may get them in trouble. This is a great place to work. Let's keep it that way by putting the book in our customers' hands. It's the right thing to do for our customers, each other, and the company.